4 months ago, I gave you guys a video where I stated that I had figured out when the release date for Animal Crossing Switch was going to be. And to basically summarize how that feels now, I was wrong. You see, sometimes when you work so hard for something and then you realize it's not what you figured it out to be, it's like it all goes floating down a river of nothing. But nay, do not lose hope, because I have done more research and I know when it's going to be now. So make sure you guys sub to the crew if you're new, and let's jump right into this. Over the past few days, I've been doing some research and I've come to the conclusion Animal Crossing Switch will come out, drumroll, September of 2019. Now, some of you may be asking, why? Why September? Well, you see, I've got the points to prove it right here for you guys. So here we go. Now the first point is going to come from Nintendo's financial report, which is a report that they do every year where they give you guys how they're going to spend the money spread out throughout the year, where it's going to go, what games are coming out, kind of like their schedule. And it's also been known to leak a lot of things. Like, this is very infamous to release a lot of dates for games that haven't been said before, and also titles that we've never even heard of. So a lot of people who do videos like this and talk about leaks and stuff know what the financial report. So I'm going to read you a specific part from the financial report so that it makes sense of where I'm making my point. So it says right here, Nintendo Switch has continued to spread quickly around the world since launch, providing a foundation for further business growth. In order to maintain this momentum, we will release Nintendo Labo Toy-Con 04 VR Kit in April, Super Mario Maker 2 in June, and Fire Emblem Three Houses in July, all worldwide. In addition, Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, Animal Crossing, and The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening are slated for release in 2019. Now, why is this part of the financial report important? Well, you see, here in this part that I read out to you guys, it says that you've got the Joy-Con kit coming out in April, Mario Maker 2 coming out in June, and Fire Emblem is out in July. So we can speculate based off of that we can say that Animal Crossing is going to come out after July, because they wouldn't collude those releases together, and it just makes sense based off the report that they didn't give it a month that it was coming out, so there's no way it could be before July, or else it probably would have given it a month. What comes after July? August and September, 2 months as well, because we know that Pokemon is most likely going to be a winter release, and how cool would it be to have Luigi's Mansion in October? Which it makes sense too, if you think about it, because like spookiness, Halloween, ghosts, boo, October, woo woo woo. Now, to add on to this idea of it coming out in September, I came up with this idea based off of Nintendo's way of development cycles. Now, this is going to sound really dragged on, but I want you guys to just stay with me really quickly. Now think about it this way. Smash Wii U released in September of 2014, and it started development a year later in December of 2015, also a few months as well. And then it was released 3 years later in December of 2018. Now if we match the development cycle with Animal Crossing, we can see that the last Animal Crossing game was released July 30th of 2015. If we said the development started a year later, like Smash, it would have started development in July of 2016, and then 3 years later would be, and also you want to add on to the few months as well, would be either August or September of 2019. Again, that's just purely based off of the last game series development cycles, and if we're looking at it that way, then it should come out around August, September of 2019. Now, you may be asking yourself, Ken, has there been any actual evidence saying it would come out in September? And yes, my kind good viewer, there has. I don't know how I missed this a few months ago, but in February of this year, there was a leak. Well, it's not really actually a leak anymore because it already happened and it's still up on their site right now, from a UK retailer called base.com. And on their website, you can see, I'll put it up on the screen, they have a specific release date listed for Animal Crossing Switch to come out in September 13th of 2019, which will complement my other theory of it coming out in September of 2019, as well as just the overall idea of it coming out after July. Also, to add on to this idea, I was reading an article the other day, and I'll highlight that part of the article here, and it reads in the article, Animal Crossing franchise has been confirmed to arrive sometime this year. Although a specific release date has yet to be announced, new reports indicate that the new Animal Crossing title will be released on Nintendo Switch in September. This information is coming from two separate sources over at the Loot Gaming, who say that September 2019 is the scheduled release window for Animal Crossing on Nintendo Switch. So again, we're just having more and more information peel out saying that it would come out in September. And if you really think about it, just based off of the other games coming out, it just makes sense that they would try to fit Animal Crossing in that area, kind of August, September, because again, they don't want to collude with other game titles releasing. So that's all like the evidence slash speculation that I have for when Animal Crossing is coming out. Now, this other thing I'm going to mention really quickly is something that I came up with purely on the idea that maybe Animal Crossing was delayed. And here's why. So we all know that a few months ago, Nintendo announced that it was going to delay its forever loved and excited Metroid Prime 4 game that was supposed to be the big game this year. They said they didn't like where development was going and they wanted to scratch it and start over and give it to a new development studio. Now, the reason why this is important is because every year Nintendo seems to have a game series that is kind of like the big thing of E3, like the face of E3 for their company. Last year it was Smash, and this year I believed it was going to be Metroid, and I'm sure a lot of people can agree with that. Now, the reason why this is important is because there is no longer a Metroid that can be the face of E3. And so if we're looking at this from the perspective that the game might have been delayed, I'm talking about Animal Crossing, we can say that maybe Nintendo thought, hey, since we don't have Metroid anymore, let's make Animal Crossing the face of E3 2019 instead, so that way we can have something to make up for it and we'll release it at a later date. That's kind of my last theory because it makes sense as well, because there are no other kind of big titles that have been announced that we're going to get too much information out of other than maybe gameplay trailers. So we have a trailer for Animal Crossing, kind of, but we have nothing else, and I think that's strategic because they're going to make it big at E3. Because let's all be honest, we all know that last Direct was really watered down. Not talking about the Mario Maker Direct. How can I forget Angry Sun? Angry Sun was the best part. But I'm talking about just in general, Nintendo really watered down that last Direct. So guys, that's going to be the end of this video, and I really hope that you guys did enjoy. Let's see if this video can get more views and likes than my last video on this topic, which got 42,000 views. So let's get it to 50,000 views, which would be absolutely amazing. So as always, if you're new, make sure you sub to the crew, and make sure you guys also comment down below what you feel about this, maybe your own thoughts, and maybe the employee that I emailed also can maybe respond to me if they're watching this video. Anyway, and as always, you are loved, you are important, you are unique, but most importantly, you are KenKrew. I'll see you guys in the next video, which is hopefully a video of me going, hooray, I was right. But if it's not, that's cool too. See you guys later. Peace.